Welcome back to Story Time. So one of the things that is a real theme, I would say, in ancient Kemet is the balancing, the weighing of the heart. And there's that symbol of the scales with the heart on one side and a feather on the other, showing that when our heart is as light as a feather, we're balanced. That's that's the energy, and that's the balance that we have when we come into alignment with the Abosa, because they only operate in alignment with divine order. So in that place where unknowingly I was in communication with my Nananom Samanfo, I said my heart was literally getting lighter and lighter. A cleansing, a cleansing was literally taking place in that space. And I'm pausing right now to see where they're going, where I'm being led with this. Okay, so I'm being led to share a story now about loss of time. And you'll understand what as I tell the story. In this story, I actually experienced myself in two places. So we can call it bilocation, okay? This time, I believe this was another time I was home by myself. My kids were not at home. And I said they served as a sort of protection for me from what I now know as spiritual attack. But I remember having this dream experience that seemed so real to me. I found myself on a highway, not a highway, a dock, a dock. It was at a port in Hawaii, and one of my coworkers was there, literally a coworker, um, someone that I worked with at the time. He was there, and he was loading a lot of things onto one of these 18-wheeler trucks. And he told me he had to deliver this load, but he needed help. And at work, we always helped each other. I had never driven an 18-wheeler truck before, but I was like, okay, I was just ready to help him. I'll help. And so he loaded the truck or had the truck loaded. And then I get into the truck and I find myself driving at down this long highway. I think it seemed like it was just a 2-lane highway going in one direction. And I realized like I'm going at 90 miles an hour. And well, okay, let me back up a little bit. Before that, I remember somehow it seemed like I was with my daughter somewhere. And she maybe was driving a car, I was driving the truck, and we stopped at a rest stop. And in this place, we went in to have something to eat. And a whole group of kids came in, and they were like middle school, high school kids. And the boys were talking to us. They thought my daughter was really pretty. And we had a good time. And then we left. I believe she got in the car and I got back in the truck because I was in that truck by myself. And now I'm heading heading back down the highway, and I realize I'm going 90 miles an hour. And I look up and there's a red light ahead of me, and there are cars that are stopped at this red light. And I'm like, there's no way I can stop. There's no way I can stop without crashing into these cars. And to my left is a big empty field. Across the field is a gas station. And I can see there are people in that gas station getting gas. And I can, so I had a decision to make. I can just, I can ride off into the field, or And I can't say why I made the decision, but I made the decision to drive straight into the gas station. And I remember having a distinct thought, like somehow it's like I knew I was going to die, but I could not leave my daughter. I could not leave my children in this world alone, which that seems crazy to me. And it's not that I couldn't leave them alone. They would be alone, obviously, if I died. But like for some reason, I couldn't be the only one that took the loss. And so I purposely drove into that gas station, knowing that it would blow up, it would explode. And so that's what I did. But there was no explosion. There was no explosion. What there was I didn't even see any debris. The gas tanks were there. There were no cars around. And I found myself standing right outside the convenience store that was attached to the gas station. And I was literally standing there like this, so nervous, so scared. And this white lady comes out, she's the manager, and she says something to me, but I don't know what she says. Like I don't remember words, but I follow her. As a matter of fact, I don't even see the gas tanks there. Like the whole place is just clear, but there's no debris. I don't even see the truck. There's no debris. It's like brand new cement, but it's so we walk around kind of, it's like a kind of square rectangle. We walk around to the other side, and there's some steps that go downstairs. So it's like I'm following her, and she's very mad and angry, and I know why. I follow her and I go down there, and it's clear down there too. There's no debris. Come back upstairs, and I'm literally standing like this, and I'm scared. And I realize that I look at the side. I look at the side of the gas station, and there's something going on there. It's like two cars have crashed, and I know two kids have died, and they're burying. Somehow it's like they're burying the kids there on the side of the gas station on a small hill or something. And I know that I'm responsible for that, but I don't know what I did. I'm sorry, not that I don't know what I did. I know I'm responsible for that. But again, I don't see any debris or anything. And so I'm literally shaking, and I'm waiting for the police to come. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to jail, because you can see like where I came from. I could have just driven off into the field. Why did I come here? It had to be deliberate. Now, a whole lot of kids start coming through, and I realized that these are some of the kids that my daughter and I met at that rest stop. And as they're coming through, these aren't the ones that actually spoke to my daughter and I, but they're pointing at me, and I could tell that like there's like it's her fault. It's her fault why they're dead. It's her fault. And so of course they have attitudes. They're not saying anything to me, but I'm literally they're just shaking, so scared. I'm like, oh my God. I'm sitting there like this, and then I become aware of my bedroom, meaning like my eyes. I'm standing outside that gas station one moment, and the next moment I'm shivering, and I'm facing my wall in my bedroom, and I'm like, oh my God, and I'm so scared. I feel it in every fiber in my body. I look at my watch. I look at the time. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm so tired. So, okay, I'm going to go back to sleep. And I'll just wake up in an hour. And I go back to what I think is sleep. And I find myself like back there, and I'm shaking. I'm shaking, still waiting for the police to come. And more kids are coming through. And now it's the kids that met my daughter and I, those young men. And they talk to the kids. They're like, oh no, she's cool, it's okay, whatever. Even though the kids aren't talking to me, it's like, like, no, she's not bad. Like we met her, that type of thing. Listen, when I wake back up, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I thought I was laying back down to go to sleep for 1 hour. And I get up, what is that, almost 7 hours later? 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And so I get up and I feel so tired. Like I know when I haven't really slept because I've been traveling. That's just what I call it when, I'm like in a dream state, but it's like I'm so awake that when I come back, I'm physically tired. And so I get up. I don't even realize anything. I just go downstairs to my dining table, and I'm sitting at my dining table, and there's nothing on there except one dice, one of my kids' dice. And I'm literally sitting there and I'm unable to move. I can see everything around me, but I cannot move. And I'm just, I don't even know, I can't even say it's like, oh, I feel so tired. It's like I literally sit there, and I believe my watch is on my hand. 8:30, 8:30, I'm able to reach one hand out and just push the dice like this. Just like I was playing with the stones. Well, just one finger, one finger. And then it's not until I think it's like 9 o'clock that I'm actually able to get up and to move. So when I said loss of time, look at how much time passed. And I can't say exactly what happened there, but I have another story that is connected to it that I will share in the upcoming video.